Hello there, Server17 once again. This is going to be my little overview on the VGX awards that happened the other night. In the background you're probably going to be watching some blood and destruction from Call of Duty Ghosts, because it's the easiest thing to throw on these videos. But if you don't know what the VGX is, it used to be called the VGA, the Video Game Awards. I have no idea why they changed the name, and I have no idea why they changed the way they handle things, but I can pretty much unanimously say it was a complete disaster. I watched all 4 hours of it, however long it lasted. An hour of it was a concert at the end for the music of Grand Theft Auto, which I have absolutely no idea what the hell that was even meaning to signify, because they were trying to big it up all the way through the award ceremony, and they kept cutting to a bunch of black rapper dudes outside talking shit, completely off the cuff, unscripted, and they just sounded like a bunch of fucking idiots. It wasn't funny, it was barely watchable, and it just reminds you that musicians should probably shut their fucking mouths when they're not singing, because these people had nothing worth saying, and they thought they were all being hilarious, and it was one of the most uncomfortable things I've ever watched in my entire life. And what made it even worse is every time they went back to the studio, the presenters were equally as horrified as I was. So what a great way to conduct yourself on a professional television program. But it's supposed to be about games, and it's supposed to be about game awards, yet half of the game awards were completely hidden because they didn't show them. They just kind of did them off screen, which didn't really make any sense. And like, this is the first one I've had chance to watch because it's usually exclusive to Spike TV, which is an American TV show that I don't get on my television. So the first one I get to watch just so happens to be the biggest abortion ever, which is really sad, because I thought these awards were a live audience and a stage, and people came out and showed games, and they had, like, you know, people from Metallica randomly turning up and stuff like that. Isn't that what it was used to be about? Just like any other award ceremony, only with games and cool people? Why did they turn it into this bunch of people in a weird kind of like Top Gear factory with ridiculous angles and a presenter who had an extremely dry humour but just didn't seem like he could be asked to be there? Like, it was the strangest thing I've ever seen. And then you've got, you know, is it Jeff Keighley from Game Trailers, a consummate professional trying his best to grit his teeth and power through the fact that it seemed like no one on the entire production team even wanted to do the show. And then there's all these cool people coming on and trying to showcase their games, and it was just bad. Like, really, really bad. But like, there's not a single redeemable thing about the entire show aside from the game stuff, which I suppose is the moral of the story. But the stuff that was shown, the first bunch of stuff was from Telltale, telling you that they're going to be doing Game of Thrones things, Borderlands things, a lot of things. You know, that's fine if you like that type of stuff. I really am just not that way inclined at all. Doesn't interest me. You know, maybe I'll change that opinion, but it's just not my thing. So that's exciting if you like that. Then Tomb Raider is going to be remade on the next-gen consoles with better graphics, which is another jaw-breaking yawn. Tomb Raider is a fantastic game. I did enjoy it, but I'm not in any rush to go back and play it, so that's not really for me. And I'm curious as to who that is for, because I don't really see anybody still playing that game or, you know, speaking of the highest praise for its replayability, because it doesn't have any. But then there's the big thing that I enjoyed, which was Quantum Break from Remedy, my new company that I've developed based off Remedy. Me and Sam Lake are like this. Now, Remedy are making a new game, and it could literally be about polishing a turd for 2 hours, and I think I'd still be obsessed with it, because I think Remedy are one of the greatest devs that are in existence, and everything they do is gold, and I can't wait for it. So that looks exciting. They didn't really show you enough for my tastes, but that will come in time. So I'm definitely going to be checking out Quantum Break whenever it drops, or whenever we get more information, and I'm going to try and keep everybody updated on that. Then after that there was South Park Stick of Truth, which we all know already looks really, really cool, really, really fun, and funny, which is all important. It was kind of the shining light in the unfunny ceremony that was the jokes the presenters made, those stupid musicians just embarrassing themselves in their craft. And then after that there was Destiny, which, I mean, it looks good. It looks, you know, like a bastardized version of Halo, but is that a bad thing? I don't think so. You know, visually it looks nice, but they don't really give you a good impression of what the game is. It's just a bunch of people running around and guns firing. Like, it's it's almost the Call of Duty-fication of a trailer where it's all loud and impressive, but you just don't really get any real sense of what the hell it is. So I have no doubt it's going to be good. I just can't really judge it based on what's been shown. And then they got Tim Schafer in to go through Broken Age, which is going to be an old-school adventure game that's been kickstarted and got a fantastic budget and some top talent to come in to voice it and what have you. So that's cool if you're into those kind of games, like, you know, Adventures on Monkey Island, or whatever it's called. And then there's The Division, which is probably one of the best things I saw at the entire thing. They were showing off, I think it's called the Snowdrop engine, and God, it's a fantastic looking game. Like, doesn't matter that it's got Tom Clancy's name on it, because we can all agree he didn't really do anything with the games. He just threw his name on it to try and sell them, because I don't think that guy wrote a word for 20 years. He just lived off his inheritance from all the other stuff he did write back when he was quite an avid writer, quite a feverish author. But it just looks beautiful. It looks amazing, and I have no idea if it's going to work or if it's going to fail, but if it doesn't look exciting, I really don't know what does. It looks like a powerful title. It was then followed by a game called No Man's Sky. Is it the Joe Danger guys bringing it to as a two-man team with an extremely ambitious sci-fi indie game where you venture to other planets in like a first-person shooting exploration game. Couldn't really get any assessment of it because what they showed was very eclectic and interesting, but you know, indie's always good because it means it's unrestrained usually. But then there was Dying Light, which looked like Dead Island with parkour. Visually it looked stunning. You know, it looks like it could be pretty good, but I'm about as burnt out on zombies as a man can be, so I just couldn't care less about that one at the moment until they show me something that isn't zombies. But they even got PewDiePie to present that one, which just goes to show how much his impression and his... You know, that guy can sell things because there's that many people who watch his fucking channel, and it makes no sense to me, but I'm glad somebody likes it. Then they showed Thief. They'd been doing a lot of previews of Thief earlier on. Thief looks interesting, but at the same time it doesn't, because I remember playing the old Thieves and I did really enjoy them, but they really need to change some things to bring them up to the standard of a next-gen game, because if they don't, it's just going to be a really archaic system with really fancy visuals. And if Rise has taught us anything, it's that it can look really, really good, but if it's got no gameplay, then nobody wants it. And then there was a little bit of a quick showing of Witcher 3, which looked beautiful, and pretty much that was it, because I can't really form an opinion on Witcher because I haven't played them. It just, you know, it looked like the Witcher guy doing Witcher things in a fantasy place, and hopefully when I play Witcher 2 I'll get a better impression of it. But it seemed okay, and a lot of people probably excited for that one. And then the final bit was a bunch of Titanfall stuff, which once again, Titanfall seems like a really cool thing, and I have a lot of faith of the people that essentially created this phenom, which is the multiplayer system of Call of Duty 4. Which then's gone on to take over the world and be annualized, so they could literally be making the next equivalent of Call of Duty 4, which is exciting, but until they show it in action and they show it extensively, there's nothing really much to watch. They just introduced a new robot, a new Titan, and you know, that was it. And I wish I could sound a little bit more optimistic, guys, but my throat is trash from drinking the other night, and it's just, the show was tinged so severely by its presentation that it kind of undermined, you know, all the games and all the good things that were there, because it was just in this just offensive wrapper of bad things. It really was. And if you want to watch it, it is on YouTube. That's where I watched it, but I would just watch the trailers and just skip the atrocity that was everything else. Like, fucking the people there, I feel really sorry for them, because it was just, it was like watching a train wreck that was on fire, and we were all in that moment just pyromaniacs. Just really, really bad. But thank you for watching, guys. You know, share your thoughts on what you thought it was like, if you enjoyed it, if you thought it was a big old steaming pile of dog shit like I did. And as always, you take care now.